This whole situation flipped the second both sides started talking, because what began as a "they tried to finesse me" story quickly turned into a power play accusation.
Man, these girls really try to finesse me, man. They try to finesse the kid, but did not work. So I'm at Lock Bar, and I'm waiting for my homeboy. I'm on the phone, talking to him, right? And then these three girls are behind me, and they're looking at me. I can sense that they're looking at me. And then they tell the waiter to get me, and the waiter tells me, hey, these girls, they want you to sit with them. You don't have to stand up. And so I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm chilling. And then, so I sit with them, we're making small talk. And then my homeboy finally comes in, he joins us. So it's me and him and then three of them, right? So we're talking, we're just making small talk. And then they were like, oh, you know, like, what do you guys do for a living? So I'm like, you know, yeah, I'm a doctor. And their eyes lit up, you know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, really? Blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, we're making more small talk. And then they were like, oh, you know, like, I got Instagram. So I was like, yeah, they see my Instagram. Eyes lit up again. I'm like, okay. And then like my homeboy, he was interested in one and he was trying to get her number at the end, but then she was like getting all mad, like, oh, you didn't pay for us drinks. You didn't offer to buy us drinks. How you gonna ask for my number and this and that? So my spidey senses thing was like, man, why is she doing the most? You just ask for your number, you know, like, you don't gotta do all that. She's like, oh, hey, all right, you know, let's go, blah, blah. And then they leave. And then once they leave, I tell the waitress, I'm like, hey, you know, I already paid for my stuff. Did they pay for their tab? And she's like, no. So the waitress goes out there to chase them. She can't find them. Luckily, you know, I had her Instagram. I tried to pull up her Instagram. She blocked me. This girl blocked me. So she already knew, she already had this plan that she was going to try to finesse, you know. But luckily, you know, God was in control. I actually used to talk to the manager. So the manager knows me. She knows I'm a stand-up guy. I'm a doctor and I'm not on some scammy finesse type stuff. So, you know, she lets the whole thing go because there's no way I was going to pay for their stuff, you know, absolutely not. Unacceptable. But this just shows you to let you know, like, you got to be careful out there. You never really know who's trying to finesse you. And it's just crazy. And the bill was only $57. That's the crazy part. It's like, dang, like, y'all didn't want to, like, pay this. So that's crazy, man. Be careful out there, fellas. Houston girls. All right, whatever. And then they're going to this other spot. They invite us to come join them. So we're like, okay, we'll think about it. So we stay there a little bit and then we end up going to that spot where they're at. And they don't have like they're just sitting down at a little table, but they didn't buy the table. The table's free, right? And they have hookah and drinks already. So me and my bro, we get there and then we join them, right? But you know, my spidey senses thing, I'm like, all right, you know, I don't want to like use, you know, get their drinks and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. So I get my own drinks. I get my own hookah and then we're just chilling, you know, vibing and everything's fine, right? There's no beef, there's no animosity, everything's cool. But she keeps saying like, oh, like, you know, y'all not gonna offer us any drinks, y'all not gonna do this and that, y'all not gonna buy no water or food. Like, she's trying to like, you know, get something out of us. I'm just like, man, like, yo, I'm not even like interested in you. I'm not even trying to talk to you like that. I'm just chilling. Like, you know, my homeboy was interested, but I'm not even interested in y'all, you know? So, you know, I go to the waitress and I'm like, hey, I paid for my stuff already because I already feel like they're trying to finesse. And then later she like is in a hurry to leave. She's like, oh, hey, all right, you know what's
to make yourself look good, and it's like, that's going to backfire on you, sir. Them comments is eating you up, eating you alive. You're a doctor. Whoop-de-doo. Sir, $57? You followed us from a whole nother location, uninvited, and sat with us. You couldn't take care of $57? I want to say this. None of us are pressed, hurt, starving for $57. For absolutely nothing at all. We don't need it. We have our own careers. We have our own money. Sir, you're a doctor. You probably got a boatload of debt. Maybe that's, you know what? That's why he couldn't do the $57. That's maybe. You got to make those payments. So you got to, Sally Mae, is that what it is? You're making doctor, you know, payments on. My sister think this man is joking. And guys, this is the doctor. Try to go through this.
And then once I realized he was serious, I tried
Your phone just got a message.
I got a message?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm back. So the doctor is going back and forth with my sister. Also has found my cousin's Instagram or DM, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna come to your job and you're gonna face legal actions for what is something about dealing with, he's a high profile doctor. So we like, okay, for $57 that your sidekick was supposed to take care of. But whatever. We just think it's kind of weird. But here's my thing. You got on this internet a whole week later and made a story time for clout or for content. Okay, here we are. We're back at story time. $57 fiasco. This part 4, I believe. Hopefully, I'm keeping up with these. Part 4. I'm gonna try to move fast through this. So they're blowing up the Instagrams. Y'all ran out on the check. Something. Y'all need to come back and pay this. The doctor is here. You gotta unlock this. DMing my sister, but mind you, she's gone. She's been gone for over an hour. So my cousin is like, okay, so how much is the check, or how much is the check or whatnot? We'll go ahead and pay it. But they were supposed to take care of it. So she cash apps them and sends the payment. But we like, that is weird. You come in true barging on our table. You be weird. You wanted to be around us. We didn't invite you here. Like, we gave you the table at Lock Bar, whatever. But he is sitting here DMing my...
A man known online as Dr. Nwosu said 2 women switched energy the moment he mentioned he was a doctor. According to him, the interest went up, the expectations changed, and suddenly he felt like a walking wallet. He says he clocked it early, paid strictly for himself, and still somehow ended up with a $57 tab left behind when the women disappeared and blocked him. But here's where it gets messy. One of the women, the real BB, came back with a completely different version. She says nobody was trying to finesse anything. From her side, the assumption was that his friend was covering the table, and the night wasn't framed as everybody for themselves. That misunderstanding alone changes the entire story. Then it went from awkward to alarming. The women accused him of threatening their jobs and talking about legal action over the situation. That's not small talk, that's leverage. And once words like lawsuit and career get mentioned over a bar tab, the argument stops being about money and starts being about control. What makes this situation blow up is the doctor label. He believes that title made him a target. They believe that title made him feel entitled to intimidate when things didn't go his way. 2 completely different interpretations of the same night. A $57 tab is pocket change, but the real issue is ego, assumptions, and how fast a casual night can turn hostile when communication is trash. This isn't about who's broke or who should have paid. It's about how quickly people weaponize status, perception, and social media when pride gets touched.